Hi guys, I'm Arif. Here in this playlist, I'll try to show you how to write your codes in MATLAB software. This playlist is just for the beginner and I'll try to use MATLAB Online because you have free access to MATLAB Online up to 20 hours per month and it's enough for starting your programming experience. First, search the MATLAB Online and after clicking on the link of website, you can see this window. You should remember that you need to sign up in this website and you just need to use your email. After clicking on Open MATLAB Online and after several seconds, the window of MATLAB will appear. You should remember that MATLAB has four main boxes. One of them is a command window. You can see command window, and command window is something like rough page. Even you can write everything that you want. For example, 1 plus 2 and press enter, and you will see the answer is equal to 3. You should remember that even I can write 2 times by 3, and if I consider semicolon here, and if I press enter, you cannot see the answer because the answer is shown in workspace. Workspace is the area that everything will be saved. But the format that MATLAB chooses for saving all of the data is matrix format. Remember that MATLAB is complex of two abbreviations, Mat and Lab. Matrix, laboratory. So we are working with a laboratory of matrices. So you can see. So the first one was command window. The second one was workspace. If I double click on the answer here, so I will double click on here, and you will see another thing, which is here. Here we have the answers. So the answers is the number 3 main maybe boxes of MATLAB, and always we need it. But we have another important box that if you consider this tab on the top of window, home, plot, app, and when we write some code, we will see another maybe part. If you click on home, and if you find this one, new script, and click on it, you will see the fourth important part of MATLAB. So we have a script box, answer box, command window, and workspace. And here the file part is important, but maybe not here, because in MATLAB Online, all of the codes will be saved on MATLAB Cloud. So we don't have any other option. By the way, you can find all of your codes that you've written before, and you can recall them here. So you should consider that all of our codes will be written in the script part. So you should remember that, and remember that in the top, if you consider this bar, after adding some new script, we have editor, publish, and view. So we have 3 more maybe options here. First, remember that if you consider the licensed version of MATLAB, this is the same. We have workspace, command window, script part, and even if I consider some, for example, 1 plus 2, if I double click it, even we have the variables and the answers here. So I'll use the MATLAB Online. So remember that in MATLAB, if you want to write a code, at first always you will start with 2 important things, CLC and clear. Clear. And remember, in the case of the script part, if you write something, for example, I will write A is equal to 1, and always I said I will use semicolon because I don't want to see the result in the command window, because when I try to run this code, I can see the result in command window and in the workspace. I said command window is the rough page, everything will be clear, but workspace, everything will be saved. So I will write it, and I will consider some semicolon here and I press enter. And remember, since 2025, MATLAB added the Copilot AI to the new versions, and you can use, and even you can see Copilot try to maybe force in what I want to write, but I don't want to consider it there, so I will press delete. So I wrote a is equal to 1 and pressed enter. Here, press enter. But, and even I don't consider it, but you cannot see a here. A is equal to 1 here. But if I consider a equal to 1 and semicolon and press enter, you will see a will be shown in the workspace. This is the main difference of the script file and command window. I said command window is something like rough page. Immediately after pressing enter, you can see the result. Consider that I said in MATLAB is combination of math plus lab, so we are working with the matrices, and everything you can see the size of everything is something a times by b, or 1 times here 1 times by 1. And what is the meaning of it? Let's consider a is equal to 1 and check it here. For example, we consider a is equal to 1. I will double click on it and you can see it here. Remember that in the case of size in the workspace, 1 means the number of row, and the second one times by second number is the meaning of the second number is the number of column. So here we have 1 row and 1 column. Can I edit it? 100%. You can add some number, for example, here. You can change the first number, 6. And when I do it, I can press enter, or I can click on other cell. For example, I will write a number here, 5, and I will press another. Click on another maybe cell, and you can see everything will change. But let's check it. Now we have 2 in 2. Do you know we have a matrix of 2 rows and 2 columns, and here you can see the size of matrix is changed. So what will happen if I run it again, if I run this code again? Remember that we wrote CLC and clear. What was I didn't talk about the application of CLC and clear. What was the application of CLC? Let's check it. We can check it easily. We can check it in the rough page. If I write CLC and if I consider the command window after pressing enter, you will see everything will be deleted in the command window. But you should remember that if I write something in the command window, I cannot delete it with pressing I don't know, backspace or delete. The only maybe way to clearing the command window is writing CLC. So I did it. And what is the meaning of clear? Even I will copy it and paste it here. And before pressing enter, consider the workspace. When I press it, you can see the workspace will be cleared. So CLC and clear is for clearing the command window and workspace. For this reason, always we try to we start the codes with the CLC and clear, because we don't want to have some messy area, and so we will try to clear everything. And again, I'll try to run this code. Remember that in this tab at the first you should select editor and press on run, or even you can press F5. So I will do it. Now you know that you can see we have some problem. What is the problem? Why when I write it here, when I Control C and Control V here and run it, we don't have any problem and everything will be run. But when I press run here, we have some problem, because at the first, let me save it. I will write, for example, MATLAB 01, and I will save it. But you should remember that the difference between a script and command window is a script will be saved. Everything that you write here will be saved, and then in future you can recall it. For example, I wrote another code here and I can recall it. Now I can see it, and I can delete it and I can check it again. So even I save MATLAB 01 here, and we have this. So now we know that maybe we can start writing a code, and I will consider B is equal to another maybe matrix. I want to consider a matrix. So I will open a matrix. Consider in MATLAB, when you want to open a matrix, you will use a bracket. You should remember that when you press the opening bracket, MATLAB automatically will understand you should close it. So it will be closed. So I will consider 1, for example. This is a number in the cell number 1 in 1. Then I want to write another number. For example, consider maybe maybe I want to write some number here. So this is row 1. Here is row 1, column 2. So in row 1, column 2, you can write number here, like this one. So I consider some space and another number. Some space, another number. If I want to go to the next row, like this one, you can easily consider semicolon, like this one. And then 6, 9, 8. We have a matrix with two rows and 3 columns. So first, we should remember that in the scripts, you should consider that. But you should remember CLC and clear are not, you cannot consider this, maybe note about CLC and clear. But if you consider other lines, you should remember that here we have some maybe warning message, and here we have a gray line. The meaning of gray line is warning. You should remember, we have warning and we have something like error. Do you know the red one is error. Here even you can see the color of warning changed to red. It means we have some error, but the gray one is warning. What's the meaning of warning and what's the meaning of error? Do you know with error, you cannot run the code. For example, now if I run it, you can see we have some problem and the code cannot be worked. But with warning, even if I delete it, with warning, you can write the code, you can run the code. And here you can see the answer. What's the problem of warning here? If you don't write semicolon, it means maybe the code, the script that you write here will be shown in command window. Just this warning want to say, okay, if you run this code, your command window will be messy. Something will be written in your command window. And sometimes it's good because you want to see what is the B. So even if you want to see in the command window, you can forget to write the semicolon. So I will do it. And if I press it, you will see I have B. This is a matrix with maybe 2 rows and 3 columns. And the numbers 1, 2, 6, 6, 9, 8 are available exactly here. Consider, we want to maybe recall this number, this value. We want to consider the number in row 2, column 3. How we can do it? What is the name of this value? What the name of this value is, for example, is equal to C, and C is equal to, where is this value? This value is in matrix B, so I will consider matrix B, but which cell? When you are talking about cell is not matrix, it's just one value. So you will open a parenthesis. And inside the parentheses, you should say which row and which column. Now here is the second row, third column. So second row and third column. I want to consider this one. And what is C? C should be equal to 8. So I will run it again. And here you can see C is equal to 8 and C was 8. So it's okay. Now I have another question. I considered A is equal to 1, B is equal to a matrix that all of the cells are some numbers, and C is equal to, for example, maybe another number. But cannot we consider some maybe word in MATLAB? It's completely possible, but you should remember that when we are talking about the letters, we have 2 kinds of idea in MATLAB. One of them is character, and another one is a string. Let's check it. let's check what it's better if I explain it with some maybe example. For example, consider D is equal to maybe RF. So I want to write RF, but you should remember that here we have some problem because we should consider something. For explaining, for showing some maybe word in MATLAB, we should use quotation or double quotation. You should remember that. But I start maybe RF with quotation, sorry, and again semicolon, and E again. My name is RF, so I will consider double quotation and RF here. What is the difference between them? You should remember that. When you consider quotation, simple quotation, it means you consider RF will be input in MATLAB like some characters. It means A, R, E, F are different characters and you want to enter it. So each letter will be considered separately with this kind of quotation. But the double quotation means a string. So you want to enter a string. You want to enter maybe whole name of RF in one cell. All of them totally want to consider one maybe a string. So if I press run here, you can see what is the difference. For example, here RF has 1, 2, 3, 4, A, R, E, F, different letters. So we have four different characters. And if you check here at the first, in front of D, you can see CH. I'm talking about here in workspace and I'm here. CH or character. And if you check the size of character, we have 1 in 4 characters. But in the case of RF, when you consider it a string, you can see str and E here is RF, but using this double quotation. Or I said this is a string. And here, all of my name, RF, is considered in just one cell. The application of, for example, sometimes you want to consider, okay, what is the second maybe letter of RF? And I want to check, maybe I want to change RF with maybe this R with another letter. At that time, you should use character. But sometimes you want to consider whole name. For example, you want to sort whole name in a list. So at that time, you will use a string. So here even we can do it and here. And let me double click on it and you can see. In the case of character, you cannot see the other numbers and the shape is not like here. The shape of answer is not like maybe matrix, but if you press on a string, everything will change and you can see the matrix. And even can I maybe recall this maybe R? It's completely possible. So you can say, for example, because in the case of RF, but in the matrix D, which I consider it as a character, you can do it. Which maybe letter you wanna consider R. So here you can, sorry, not this one. You can consider row 1 and column 2. Sorry, row 1 and column 2. So even it's completely possible and you can see this one. And if I press this one, press run, in F you can see just character R is considered, or the second character, because here I said row 1, column 2. And if you check, it is one row, column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. So row 1, column 2 means R, and here even you can consider this. Now for the first session, it's enough. So it's really good if you sign up in MATLAB Online and try to do these procedures in MATLAB Online by yourself. And if you like this kind of video, please subscribe this channel and like this video to see the other video. Goodbye for now.